Today I'd like to study with you from Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot, Ethics of the Fathers, is one of the most important works of character development that we have in Torah, and one of the oldest. And in the second chapter of Pirkei Avot, of Ethics of the Fathers, there's a statement that I studied today with the commentary of Rabbi Hirsch, one of the great Jewish philosophers from Germany, 19th century. And I think this is relevant to us in our lives, and perhaps as we're living it right now. Hillel said, Al tifresh min hatzibur. Do not separate yourself, do not set yourself apart from the community. Do not be sure of yourself until the day of your death. That's number 2. Number 3, do not judge your fellow man until you've been in his position. Number 4, do not say of any word that it cannot possibly be heard, for the end it will be heard. And number 5, and do not say, when I shall have leisure, I shall study, for you may never have leisure. 5 statements. Stay part of the community. Don't be overconfident until your last moment. Don't judge somebody else until you've been in their situation. Don't say things can't be heard, because they will surely be heard. And don't say, when I have time to study, I'll study. Says Rabbi Hirsch that there's a development here. Step number 1 is the importance of community. Torah is nachlas hakahal. Torah is the inheritance of the community. Torah was not given to an individual, it was given to the Jewish community, the Jewish nation. Don't separate yourself from the nation. See yourself in the context of a nation. See yourself in the context of a community, of something larger than yourself. That's step number 1. We have a challenge with that right now. Many of us have gone our own way as a result of Corona. We're not necessarily coming together as a community. Maybe we're coming together for a minyan, maybe not. Maybe we're seeing some friends, maybe not, but we're not coming together the way we used to. Many of us would come to study or come to services or come for different events or find times in the Jewish community to get together, whatever it might be, a Lag Bomer celebration, a Yom HaAtzmaut celebration. We're not having that now. So we can start seeing ourselves as an individual. That's very dangerous. You have to see yourself within the context of community. You're part of community. Stay connected. It bothers me terribly that there are people that I literally have not spoken to since Corona started. I've not been able to reach them, or I've reached them but I haven't seen them. And it bothers me terribly. You're part of a community. You're part of our family. We got to get together. Social distance, conversation, study via Zoom, phone conversation, whatever it might be. But don't get disconnected. Step number 2 is don't be sure yourself until the day of your death. In other words, sometimes we think, I got it. I'm good. I don't need your help. I don't need you looking after me. I don't know. No. There's a security of being with other people. People, what are friends? Friends are people that hold you accountable. Friends are people who say, I'm not going to let you slide. I'm not going to let you have a mediocre life. But it's very easy for me to retreat to the confines of my home, to stop communicating with others. And then when I do that, suddenly I'm not connected to other people. And suddenly no one's holding me accountable. Nobody's motivating me. No one's inspiring me. Very dangerous. Step number 3. Don't judge another person until you've been in their situation. How often do we pass judgment on somebody else? Well, whether I see them, whether I don't see them, why is somebody not coming around? They're irrationally afraid. They're not coming around, they're using it as an excuse. No, do you know what the person's going through? My youngest child is 13. So I don't really understand what it means for somebody to have 5 children under the age of 8 or 9 years old at home. Or, I don't know, thank God I'm at home with my wife and children. I don't know what it's like to be all alone. Don't judge somebody until you're in their situation. When you find somebody getting very irrational, very emotional, very worked up, very distant, very angry, very petty, and you start saying, what's wrong with you? Are you losing it? Are you out of your mind? No, they're going through a difficult situation. Don't pass judgment till you're in their situation, till you know what they're going through. When you do that, when you have the humility to realize that you need others, and when you have the humility to say, I can't trust myself, I know I need the inspiration of others. And when I have the humility to say, I don't really know what someone else is going through. Many years ago, I made a tremendous mistake. I was speaking to a woman who had a particular health issue. And then somebody in my family was dealing with a similar health issue. And I said to her, now I understand what you're going through. It was like a dagger to her heart. Her attitude was, no, Rabbi, you don't know what I'm going through. And even your relative is going through it very differently than me. It's not the same experience. They're not the same stage of life. They're not dealing with the same things. You don't know what I'm going through. It was very hurtful. You don't know what someone else is going through until you're in their shoes, and it has to really be their shoes. It can't just be a situation that seems similar. But when you have the humility of the perspective of all that, then here's the key. Don't say that something will never be heard. Don't say of any word that it cannot possibly be heard, for an end it will be heard. In other words, you have wisdom. You have sensitivities. You have creativity. You have so much within yourself. Don't say, no, 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 no. No one wants to hear what I have to say. Little me. I don't make a difference. My ideas are inconsequential. I can never change anything. I can never have an impact. No. Your word is important and can make a difference to me, to the next person, it can go viral around the world. I love the book Frindle. Many of our children read the book Frindle. I read it as an adult because my children had it. Frindle is a story of how a couple of kids, middle school children, brought a word into the English language, and they created a whole movement of change. We could do that. We could be that. Maybe not bringing a new word into the English language, but we could bring change, sensitivities to other people, perspectives, wisdom, understandings. There's so much we can do. Never give up on yourself. You have something to say it. Share it. Obviously in an appropriate way, in a helpful way, in a motivational way, in an inspiring way. But if you do that, your wisdom is what the world needs, what others need. If you're a parent, you have wisdom. Whether it's the wisdom of how to be a parent, or maybe things you learned how not to be a parent. If you've been in relationships, if you've studied Torah, if you've worked in a particular field, you have what to share. You have ethics, you have values. There's a world out there. It's a world that's gone mad in a certain way. People on all extremes of the spectrum, in all different directions. We need some cool-headed, calm, level-headed thinking people in the middle of this. You just might be that person. I don't mean getting up in public and giving a press conference, but maybe just sharing some reassuring words with other people. And finally, do not say, when I have leisure, I shall study, for you may never have leisure. If we're not studying Torah, we don't know how to live life. Torah is Torah's Chaim. It's the Torah of life. It's instructions for life. It teaches us how to live, how to make decisions, what morality is, what values to have. We need this in our lives. Don't stop studying Torah for one day, even one day. It's so easy to fall out of good habits. Take a long time to ingrain ourselves with, and they're very easy to fall out of. Don't fall out of the wonderful habit of Torah study, of exercising your mind and your heart, day in, day out. And not every day does it touch you. I have a number of study partners early in the morning. My first one's at 6:20, 6:30, 6:45, 7. I have a number of them. Today, I happened to have studied with a couple of my study partners, and the material we studied didn't particularly touch me. I was really excited to study. I'd gone to sleep late last night. I was extremely tired. And I got up. I said, I got to study. I got to get the inspiration. And you know what? I wasn't inspired. I don't know if it's something with me. I don't know if this particular topic is not touching my soul. But so what? I have every intention of getting up tomorrow morning and studying just the same. And God willing, I will get inspired. And maybe not this topic, but that topic. And even that topic doesn't inspire me tomorrow, will inspire me the following day. Don't fall out of the habit. The wisdom for life, the sensitivity, the morality, the kindness that we need, the broad perspective that comes from Torah. Never stop studying Torah. So we have to have the humility of realizing we need others, the humility of not trusting ourselves and putting ourselves in potentially difficult and compromising situations, the humility of seeing I don't understand somebody else and therefore I can't judge them. When I have that, then I need to have the confidence to believe that what I have, the wisdom I have, will get out there and will be shared, and I should share it. But I need to be connected to the wellspring and the source of wisdom, which is Torah. If I do that, then I will surely succeed. I think now more than ever is the time to take this message to heart. So if you're that person that's been at home that maybe hasn't spoken to other people, call somebody. Reach out. If you're the one who hasn't been returning my calls or texts, please call me. I want to hear from you. I don't want to give you a hard time. I love you. I want to help you. I want to support you. And I want you to support us. And if you've fallen off the bandwagon of study, or if you've gotten into that sense of judgmentalism of others, it's okay. Open a book, study Torah. Realize maybe you don't know what someone else is going through. and they don't know what you're going through. Don't judge them. I believe if we take these 5 lessons to heart, we truly will thrive in this situation. We'll truly thrive and take other people further as well in community.